Hi, welcome to my channel, Bow KTB Archery. Today, I'm going to do a Bow-niversary of the Mujin, £55. Got it May last year. An absolutely lovely bow. It's a Cheonjigung special longbow, or a long bow, 53 inches, £55. And it's got a custom birch bark wrap. Normally they come with a kind of carbon fiber finish. Mujin is one of the only two manufacturers that make traditional horn sinew bows as well as modern carbon laminate bows. So they have a good idea of how both of them work. Interesting distinguishing features of the Mujin is the Yang Yam Goja, long and pointy, and the as you can see here, the leather is like glued together, overlapping, whereas in other ones they're cut neatly. So this has got a nice long thin Yang Goja. We've got Simgo, the knotted strings on this one, and an orange Yogoji. Most of them I've seen are all black or sometimes covered in velvet, red velvet. And the other thing is it's got sort of some nice whipping on the limbs as well. And sometimes you see the whipping on limbs on home bows when they like need a repair or they're sort of slightly weak and they just get reinforced with home bow with whipping to support it. The only modifications I've done to it is to add a ray skin arrow pass to it, because the original leather one was very soft leather. So and I've added the jumpy on the grip. The gripple came molded already from Ace, so the only thing I did was just to add the rubberized jumpy on it, and it feels good. I've had a bit of a love-hate relationship with this bow. It's, in terms of weight, it's very similar to my Cheonji. This is a £55 bow, but it measured at about £75 at 52 inches. The Cheonji came out at £78 at 52 inches, and it's supposed to be a £60 bow. But this one is a lot longer than the Cheonji. Cheonji is my shortest bow, even though it's a standard longbow, and this is a special longbow. The other thing I found when I've been shooting the Cheonji against this one is that the Cheonji feels for me a lot more natural, more instinctive, more predictable. And on this one, when I've shot the Cheonji back to this one always kind of feels less precise. And I think it might be to do because I'm trying to shoot this bow in a way that doesn't work in the same way as, I'm shooting the Cheonji in the way that it works for the Cheonji, but not shooting the Mujin in the way it works for the Mujin, if that makes sense. So I've shot it today a few times, and I've had some really nice shots. And I thought, it's a year since I've had it, and I just wanted to share, my experience with everyone. So in terms of brace height, a fist smell at the base of the limb, of the bottom limb. So that is how I measure the bows. So about 6 inches. The bottom tiller should be less than the top tiller, so we can see there's about half a centimeter, 5mm difference. So that is correct. So I just extend it a bit more. Yeah, we go a bit more there. So in terms of tiller, this bow is correct. Last week I looked at my jail, and the tiller was even on the bottom to the top. So that's not usually a good sign. KTBs normally have a stronger lower limb, so it pulls out and stretches out more, and the top limb is a bit weaker, so it kind of compresses a little more. So that is normal. If you're looking for a second-hand KTB and you see one that's even tillered, it might not have a lot of life left. per, you know, as advice that I've received from Korean archers. So, oh, and the only other thing I've got here is a hair band, which I use as a string keeper, and I've done a couple of videos showing how I use this as a string keeper. So it doesn't interfere with shooting; it just sits on the string, looped in a hawk's head knot, and that's it. So, oh, and the other thing, the blue sticker indicates that this is a domestic Korean bow approved for use in KTA competitions. So, and it's a really lovely bow. I really like the look of it, the whipping. You know, the birch bark on it is outstanding. It's just the case that it's, and I also like the aggressiveness of the Goja. They sort of come up quite a lot compared to other bows that I've got, which isn't in the same way. So it is, you know, it looks the part. It's a good bow. But my only concern is that I can't shoot it as it deserves, because I think I'm using a slightly different technique. So I've set up the bottle target, and I've got a selection of arrows. So I'm just going to do some shooting and see how I get on. So first of all, I'll use my 300 spine, 300 spine. My points are either 100 grain or 200 grain, depending. I'll show you the lengths. 32 inches, and they're 4.2 internal diameter, so they're micro arrows. And these seem to shoot quite well out of this bow, so it might be a you know, an arrow pass width thing, because the Cheonji has a tapered, narrower arrow pass. So it might be an arrow pass thing with this bow. So let's do a bit of shooting with the Mujingung. I've got the bottle set up, so I'm going to try and aim for the bottle and see how I get on. Is that all right? Yeah. Okay, so that was pretty close. So I've just missed the bottle by a bit, so I'm going to try and aim for the bottle again. And that's moved the bottle again, but I haven't been able to penetrate. There's been a bit of a clear out here, so my older bottles, which are a bit more flexible, have vanished. But I found this other bottle lying around, so I thought I'd pick it up and use it for target again. My way of recycling, and when it gets knackered, I'll dispose of them appropriately. Right, aim for the bottle again. Oh, well, missed, but on that one at least it's not going to go any further. Let's try with my other 300 spine arrows. These are 6.2 internal diameter. They've got 150 grain points. These are a bit thicker than the other one, so it might affect accuracy if it is a case of arrow pass. Just missed it. Just missed it on the other side. And just missed it again, although I did bounce off the bottle a bit. So So not too bad, actually. You know, like I said, today I've been impressed because I've only shot this bow today, and it feels really good. So what I think is that sometimes when I bring both bows and I try and do a shoot off, I don't adapt properly between the two bows. So I'm going to shoot a bit, I'm going to pick these up, shoot a bit more, and change the camera angle. Okay, let's try shooting again. This one I'm going to shoot from the front. Always a bit nervous shooting at the camera, but hopefully this should, I shouldn't even get close to the camera from at this distance. Ooh. Oh, I normally rest the bow on my leg, but here it's sort of caught in my pouch. So let's try again. Well, let's hit the bottle straight through. I did a little bit of string twist on that one, and that seemed to have done the trick. Let's try again. Slightly off to the right a bit. Oh, that's well off. Let's try the white ones. Let's hit the bottle. I think. That's to the right a little. Last one of the whites. Oh, just below the bottle. Let's try what some of the 33-inch arrows. These have got 300 grain points, 250 spine. Oh, and these nocks are slightly too small for this string. I think if this string is 28, 30 strands. Oh, let's go straight into the bottle. Let's try again. I had a bit of a panic last week. I lost an arrow. I searched for it for over half an hour. I couldn't find it. And then this week, I went back, I had a quick look, and there it was on the ground, buried. I always got this fear that it's going to overshoot into the next field, but 9 times out of 10, the arrows are always closer than you think. Oh, that's flown quite nicely. This bow seems to like the 250 spine. What else have we got? Oh, let's try the bamboo. These bamboo are 31.5-inch shaft from knock to beginning of the point, so they're a bit shorter than normal for what I like. 33 tip to tip, so they actually fly quite nicely. So let's try a bamboo. These are Tonkin bamboo. I just need to make sure I don't overdraw these arrows. Oh, and that's hit the bottle as well. Let's go have a look. So like I said, this bow is performing quite well, quite nicely when I just shoot this bow. So that's a miss. Oops. Oh, gotta be careful I don't stab. So take out all the misses first, which, you know, some of them are very, very close. But the bamboo went through. The white one's gone through, the 250 spine's gone through, and the micro arrow's also gone through. So 4 different types of arrows. So 4 different types of arrows, 300 spine, 300 spine. So this is 4.2 internal diameter, 6.2 300 spine, bamboo arrow, 31.5 inches, 250 spine, 300 grain points. So 4 different types of arrows, 4 different weights, 3 different spines, and they all kind of hit the mark. So, you know, I don't think, it's just there a bit, yeah. I think spine doesn't matter so much, the weight doesn't matter. You just need to be able to get the right technique, a bit of string twist, get the goju-chegi going, and be consistent. And it doesn't really matter what kind of arrows you use, you know, all arrows are good, in my experience. So long as they're not too soft and bendy, in which case they'll just wobble and everywhere. But yeah, so happy with that. Let's try a bit more. Going to shoot now and see the side profile at full draw for this bow. I think this bow actually has a very nice full draw profile. Just to the right of the bottle. Just going to shoot one of each arrow. So another 300 spine. Just below. Actually, 32 inch, 250 spine, 350 grain points. Bit worse for wear. This arrow was lost for about 6 months, and then it was found. So, you know, that's why I use carbon, because it's affordable. Oh, that's gone to a bit to the right. Show you the other one. Another 250 spine. These are 33 inches. That's hit the bottle. And say the best till last, the bamboo. I do like these bamboo, just wish they were longer. Next door I'll have to make sure that I get longer ones. And that's a miss, but it's flown nicely. So there we have it, the Mujingung, with the symbol of KTA and the 4 bows radiating out from a single point like a wheel. Like I said, I had mixed feelings about this bow. It didn't feel to me that compared to the Cheonjigung, that it wasn't performing as well. But as you can see, you know, in isolation, it does do a good job. I think it just deserves more of my time shooting it. It's you know, and once you get used to it and the more practice of it, you know, you kind of you get better with a bow. I mean, KTBs are all very similar, but KTBs all feel slightly different to each other, and they all kind of have their own little differences, and they respond differently to different technique. So in the first instance, I think it's important to just, you know, get solid hours practicing, lots of arrows, you know, just to get a feel for the bow. Don't worry about points, don't worry about scoring, just shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot. And little by little, your groups will start getting closer, and you'll have a better idea of where your arrows are going to go. And then you can just shoot, and you know, you'll get some good results. So that's it. You know, 1 year with this bow. mixed feelings, but you know, overall I think I am fairly happy with it. It's quite a unique bow, like I said, from one of the only two bowyers that makes horn bows as well, and you know, as well as laminated bows. The other one is Cheonjigung. All the other makes Hanuel, who make the Daylite bows, or the Mugung HMG. They just make laminate bows. Some Mugung only makes laminate bows, or they used to do hybrids, but mostly laminate bows. Jail just does laminate bows. Which else? Daehan only do laminate bows. Kaya just do laminate bows. I think I skipped one. So yeah, and yeah, YMG only do laminate bows as well. So there's something, if you go you know, so there's something quite special about Mujin and Cheonji for me, because of the pedigree and that cross-pollination of skills and knowledge, and especially, you know, the birch bark. Because some of the other bowyers either have carbon wraps or artificial birch wraps, and they don't do birch as well as. So, and the only other boys that just do birch are Jail, and with YMG it's special request, and even then the birch is a bit, you know, more hit and miss. This one seems to be like quite nice. So that's all for me. Thank you for watching. If you like my content, please like and subscribe. You know, tell your friends, share it. It would really help the channel, and will help me sort of keep, you know, producing more videos and sharing my experience as I go along. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.